Alright everybody, this is the start of part 2 on the 350 scale Franklin buddy build with Ron. Last couple of days I've been working on the upper and lower saucer section, and I posted that first part up on my YouTube channel. Today I'm down in my workshop and I've got the upper and lower saucer section on my workbench. I'll flip the camera around here in a minute and show everybody. Off camera I hit it with a couple more coats of the Badger flat white primer. Turned out pretty good. Now my next step is to start with the windows on the upper saucer section. I'll show that here in a second, and then I'll probably focus on maybe the nacelles, and I'll see about hooking up the camera and showing some steps on this build. I think the most time-consuming part of the build will be the lighting kit from Tennant Controls, because there's just so much involved with the nacelles and photo edge that I have for it. It's just gonna be somewhat time-consuming, but the assembly part shouldn't take too long on that end. But starting to ramble off a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera around, show everybody the upper and lower saucer section, how they turned out with the Badger flat white primer. Okay, I know the lighting down here with that white, but you see the upper saucer section turned out really good. I applied a couple more coats of the flat white, which is right here, and got two bottles. This is the first bottle I opened up. This is, I think, 4-ounce bottle. Yep, 4-ounce bottle. Really like the paint. Like I said, most guys will probably use tape, aluminum tape, or silver paint, or whatever they want to use on the inside of their builds to reflect and bounce the light. But I'm going with the white. Here's the lower saucer section. Turned out pretty good with the couple coats off camera that I did. I did film this part on the first part of the build and put it up on my YouTube channel and showed how it turned out. But I knew I had to apply some more paint, at least a couple more coats, and I think I'm good to go. I'm going to have to next work on the windows. I got to clean up the sections right in here with some probably lacquer thinner, clean them channels out so I can glue the windows in place, and that's probably what I'll do next, and at least get that part done. And then I got this part right up here where the bridge goes. I'm going to have to assemble that, and then probably should have done that, put that in place and paint it and all that, but with the photo edge I held off on that part. But I figured I'd give everybody a quick update on this. This is the start of part 2. Probably be focused on the upper saucer section today, get that set up and start working on that. So this is the update for now, and I'll talk with everybody later. Alright everybody, another update on the Franklin. Been working on installing the windows. I got them halfway installed. You can see here there is some filing to do to get them to line up, but not a lot of filing. And I got it halfway done, as you can see here. Started on this end, I'm working my way up to the front, and I've got the rest of them right there. I got 6 more to install. I'll probably do that tomorrow. I'm using the extra thin and their thick glue and the red cap to install the windows, and some clear parts. But she's coming along. Should have this done tomorrow, and then move on to the next step. I figured I'd give everybody a quick update, getting the windows done, and then I'll move on to the next step. I'll have to get the front here section here where the bridge goes. I'll have to work on that too. But she's taking shape, she's coming together. Do a little here, a little there, and before I know it, I'll have the upper saucer section finished. So I'll go ahead and pause for now, talk with everybody later. Alright everybody, another update on the Franklin. I got all the lights off in my shop to show everybody. I got interior lighting almost done. The major part of it's done. I've got it set at 9 volts. And I'll bump it up to 12. But it's looking pretty good. For the lighting, I'll bump it up to 12 because it does get brighter as you bump up the power. I think I'll probably run this on 12, and maybe you can see where the bridge goes. I haven't worked on that section yet, but you can see how bright it is now. These top windows look really cool just for the lighting I got in it now. You can see this side here, lighting back here, whatever these are back here, ports or whatever light source that is, but those are lighting up really nice. Windows are lighting up really good. Now I know the camera's going to bleed that all out. Maybe when I turn the light on you can get a better look, but you can see underneath, the lighting underneath looks pretty good. If I can pick this up without losing any power. You can see the windows underneath, they look pretty cool. Turn some lights on just to see if that works out a little bit better. But the windows look good. Any hot spots, I'm going to take care of them. Which there's always going to be some hot spots. But I'm working on this over the weekend. This is Sunday. I can think of the date. This is Sunday, what is it, August 2nd? Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, it's August 2nd, if I'm correct with the date. Now, thumbs up to Boyd Crompton from Trek Works, because I'm following his lead on the lighting of the ship, on the interior lighting. I went parallel lighting. And take the top off, I'll show everybody. They're all on their own separate power source. I'm using double density tape here, LED tape. Ralph from Tenet Controls, the kit he sends you, it's I would say single density lighting. I went with double density lighting, and it turned out really good. I've got 6 little strips of LED lighting in here. You can see I've got the negative and the positive running on its own power line, and you can see here, I'll do a close-up look. So like Boyd said in his builds, like say this light goes out here, the rest of them will continue running. I didn't want to just do it all like this and hook it up, and then if something goes wrong they all go out. So that's like I said, thumbs up to Boyd. He's a great teacher. He shows you tips and tricks. There's not too many guys out there that really get to the source of the situation and show you step by step on how to do things. Down the road using this method, I'll do the same thing with the TOS 350 and the refit. But even though this is a smaller scale ship, I'm still going to go with that idea. And now I can focus on, I'll probably maybe add either on the upper saucer section or down here, because I got to have room for the board or boards depending on what I'm going to do for the lighting. Up the upper saucer section, I want to maybe add a couple more strips. I've got one right here. I can cut another one out and wire it up. But I may put a strip right here and one over here, so it gets even lighting for the top and lower saucer section, because putting this back up on top, even with the lights off, the lighting looks good. So I'm not sure. I'll have to figure that out when I get to that point, but it won't hurt if I added a few more But slowly working on this. Today I'll probably start working on getting the cells together, getting this hooked up, and getting it primered. But I figured I'd give everybody a quick update on the Franklin. She's looking good. Taking my time with it. I'll be posting soon on my YouTube channel. So everybody be safe out there. I'll pause for now, and I'll talk with everybody later. everybody, another quick update on the Franklin. The last couple days I've been getting some primer on the Franklin for light blocking. I used the Badger's Stano-Res black primer. I got to touch it up a little bit, but the nacelles turned out pretty good. You can see here they look pretty decent. I got to touch them up a little bit more, and then I'm going to go over that with the gray primer. I'm going over it with the black first to light block it. Make sure no light leaks will pop out. So that's what I'm doing. I got the end caps here. They've been all primered. They turned out pretty decent. You can see here. I got both of those. Other parts here that go on to the pylons and the nacelles. I've got the fan blades here. I decided to go ahead and hit them with some black primer. Might have to touch them up a little bit too before I give them the whatever color it is. It might be the metallic gray. I'll have to look at the instructions, but she's coming along. I'll be working on it again today. This is my weekend off. This is technically the last weekend of August. This is Saturday, August 29th. I don't go back to work till the 31st. But I figured I'd give everybody a quick update. I'm going to be doing a lot of this work off camera. And I did film this part yesterday with the black primer. So I'll be posting up a video soon on my YouTube channel. Everybody be safe out there, and I'll talk with everybody later. Alright everybody, another update on the Franklin. I the other day hit it with some gray, the Badger Stano-Res gray primer. At first I was filming this when I had the nacelles together and they were kind of falling apart, and I couldn't remember how I did the first coat of black Stano-Res for light blocking, and had a brain fart there for a second, and I remember I had it all apart, which I finished up doing the primer, gray primer, and I showed that in that part of primering up the nacelles. You can see the fan blades here. I know the lighting down here, I keep saying that. They turned out really good. I could have left them black, but I wanted to at least get some of this done. I'm still working on the upper and lower saucer section. You can see I got all the parts of the nacelle all primered up, and then I'll start working on assembling this probably sometime this week. There's the ends of the nacelles, look pretty cool. Turned out really good with the gray primer. And then the top of the nacelles turned out really nice. You can see here. And I'm also working on the base. I'll show it here. I got it on my workbench. Here's the base. Right here. For the first time I went to they opened up a Hobby Lobby nearby, about a 10-minute drive from the house. Never been to a Hobby Lobby before, and that's why I bought my new airbrush. And then I bored this out. You can see right there. I got another one here to show you guys. Here's another one I bought. I like how it looks, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this one yet, but I figured I'd at least show everybody. I bored this out, cut this all out. You can see here I still got some more cleanup, and I'm going to bring it down on the inside a little bit more. You can see how much material I took out, and then this fits perfect on top. This is the base stand, whatever you want to call it, for the Franklin. That came with the Franklin. It's going to set on top here. Perfect. You can see here. So that's going to work out. It's going to look pretty good. And then yesterday with the Insignia, I tried it with paper. Where's it at? Turned out okay, but not quite right on with the Insignia. It's just a little bit off, so I decided to use some tape. Worked out good, you can see here. And then this is I forget the thickness of this. What is it? 0.5 millimeter. Let me see here. Yeah, it's 0.5 millimeter. This is about the thinnest as you can get. It's almost like paper. And I put it on, put the tape on there. My idea is this. I'm going to flip this over. I'm going to have to clean it up down in here. Probably cut this all out. This is going to fit like so. Cover up. Going to cover up. Let me get my hands working here with holding the camera. Get the general idea. It's going to go on like so. I'll support it in the back here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and light up the Insignia. I think that's going to look pretty cool. I'm not going to worry about lighting up the whole base, but just the Insignia I think is going to look pretty cool. Have that lit up. I don't know, with a warm white or white LEDs or SMDs or strip tape. Probably use the strip tape for that. I'll figure out that when I get there. But once sitting on the base, I plug it in, turn it on. Other than the ship all lit up and looking good, I'll have this lit up. And I think that's going to look pretty cool. But the supporter back here ain't going to be no problem. I could probably just extend these out here after I open this up here, and where it can mount and be stable. I'll show that once I get around to that. The ship itself is turning out pretty good. It's just I'm taking my time, and I figured I'd give everybody another update. With the nacelles, you know, light blocked it first with the black for light blocking, so should have no problems with that. And then I hit it with the gray primer. So I'll start working on this again sometime this week. The date, this is Tuesday, September 15th. I work tonight, tomorrow. I'm off on the 17th, so I'll probably get back on this sometime either today or my next day off. So like I said, I figured I'd give everybody a quick update. I'm slowly working on the Franklin. I'll get there sooner or later, get this project done. It's a buddy build with Ron from Sci-Fi Models Shop, I think is his YouTube channel. So I'll pause for now, and I'll talk with everybody later. Alright everybody, this is going to be a wrap up on part 2 on the 350 scale Franklin build, with, buddy build with Ron. It's been 3 months since I posted a video on this buddy build. It's hard to believe it's been 3 months since I put up part 1. This is going to be a wrap up for part 2. You can see here on my workbench I've got the board I am using here for the Franklin. I got it all wired up. You can see I've got the one resistor here for the one nacelle and the other one right here. All this wiring going on. Got it hooked up to my power supply here. I'll put that on here in a second. I thought that the nacelles would spin, but they don't. Looking at Lou's build, when he was done with his, they didn't rotate. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the power on. I got it set at 9 volts. I'll turn some lights off here so everybody can get a look. Try to get this in frame here, which is kind of hard here, but you can see there. They look pretty cool. Everything's working fine on the board. I went with the instructions and followed it on how to wire up the board there, and it's looking pretty good. I'll go ahead and bump up the power to 12. You can see right there I got it set at 12, and they look pretty cool. You can see here everything's working fine. I'm going to go ahead and assemble one nacelle completely and see how that works on mounting it to the Franklin. I still have work to do on that. I did and will have on this video. I primered the nacelles and other parts of the Franklin first with the black primer from Stynylrez, and then I went over it with gray primer, and I'll put that on this video. The video is probably going to be about a little over an hour long, but I figured I'd give everybody a look at the next step in what I'm doing with the Franklin with the lighting. I think the nacelles look pretty cool. Don't get me lying, if they're going clockwise and counterclockwise, it's kind of hard to tell that with the way they are working. Kind of looks like it here in the video. I figured they'd have some type of spinning to them, like to show the effect that they're spinning, but that's alright. I mean, they look pretty cool. And get a closer look here with this one here. Like I said, I got it at 12 volts. And then you can see the other one right here. And then the board, how I got it wired up. Which, like I said, I got wires everywhere, but that's basically how you wire it up for at least the nacelles. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to have the thrusters on this one. I have that feature I can hook up the thrusters on the Franklin like it showed in the movie. I may not do that with this one. I'll just go with the nacelles and the interior lighting and have the nav lights blinking, and that's probably about what I'll do with this build. But I'm going to go ahead and call this a wrap for part 2 on the Franklin 350 Franklin buddy build with Ron. Everybody be safe out there. I'd like to thank everybody for watching. I'd like to thank my subs. I'll call this a wrap for part 2, and I'll talk with everybody later.